I got 700 subscribers on my channel. Thank you so much to all of you, and thanks to Cursed Rapid Bunny 56. Be my YouTube family and help me to reach 1,000 subscribers this summer. Welcome to the 5th episode of the Dark Web series. Let us get straight to the point and watch the remaining videos leaked from the Dark Web. This video originates from the Dark Web. While it contains no violence or gore, the concept and theories behind it are extremely creepy and disturbing. The video shows a person in a room drinking soup and crying, which appears somewhat confusing. Shortly after, two masked individuals enter the room, wearing huge, scary masks, and approach the victim. They slowly move their hands towards his back, and he immediately starts crying. It seems he is being forced to drink the soup. The story behind this video is deeply unsettling. Some believe the soup might be made from human bones and meat, and the victim is being coerced into consuming it. The most popular theory, shared by a relative of the victim, is that he was abducted a few days ago along with his wife, and their whereabouts remain unknown. The soup he is drinking might be made from his wife's flesh. Just imagine how terrifying that would be. In my opinion, some people might have donated bitcoins to find a specific person for the red rooms or paid for his life as an act of revenge. The truth remains unknown. There is no story behind this video, and no video footage is available. All I can say is that watching the grifter may put you under a curse. Somehow, viewing this video might lead to depression, anxiety, trauma, or even brain damage. Very few individuals have seen this video, and dark web users claim that those who have watched it tend to disappear within a few days. I am unsure what kind of video this is, but it is often referred to as the curse of the dark web. If someone sends you a link claiming to have a safe and harmless version of the grifter, do not believe them. This type of video is rarely available on the surface web, so be aware of the risks. What if I told you that there are people on the dark web who earn money by torturing themselves? It does not mean they cry or feel pain while doing so. They do not feel any pain from self-torture. There is a popular video called Perfection, but it is not fully available on YouTube due to violence. Only 15 to 20 seconds of the video are available on YouTube. From this scene to this frame. After this scene, the video is extremely terrifying. Those who take the risk and watch it never recover from trauma and anxiety. It is a story about three cousins who watched this video on the dark web. One of the cousins shares his story when they first watched this video on the dark web. The person sharing this story did not mention his name for safety, but only mentioned his cousin's name, Luke. Let us call him James. Three best friends, James, Luke, and Luke's cousin, often watch disgusting internet content to scare each other. One day, after a party, they decide to show each other horror scenes at midnight. They start a competition where the first person to leave the room loses. They surf through many creepy and disgusting things, but find nothing too disturbing. Then, Luke's cousin gave an idea, suggesting he knew a few websites that were creepy and disturbing. Before Luke's cousin and James could say anything, Luke entered a site, and it was full of disgusting content with weird titles and thumbnails. On the same website, they found a video called Perfection, with a thumbnail showing a beautiful girl. Somehow, James and Luke did not feel right about the title, but suddenly Luke felt excited and clicked on the video. In the starting scene, a beautiful girl appeared. She was not hot, but there was a peaceful expression on her face, making her attractive. Looking at her, it seemed like her eyes were lifeless, with no emotion. Her cheeks were drooping, her eyes were large, and her lipstick did not match her face. This was clear when she walked backward into a dark room, and when the video progressed, she entered the room, and her face became extremely terrifying. At this point, the video ended, which is all that is available on YouTube. The story after this is even more terrifying, which is why it is not available on YouTube. When I watched this scene, trust me, I felt very uncomfortable. Just imagine what James, who had watched the full video, was saying. Let us explore the story after this. The woman entered a dark, smoky room and started talking randomly for a few minutes straight. There was something about the video that hooked James, Luke, and Luke's cousin. They were unable to speak or say anything. When she finished talking, she picked up a potato peeler, and the title Perfection appeared on screen. Suddenly, the video goes black, and a piano sound starts. appears. It sounds like someone is pressing the piano keys extremely hard, creating strange voices with this piano accompaniment. A title appears. You can try this at home. Another sound effect follows, resembling someone dragging a heavy bag, but the contents are unknown. The video zooms out from the woman's face, revealing high-quality footage, likely recorded with a high-end camera. She wears expensive office clothes, but two eerie individuals stand beside her, their faces obscured by plastic masks tied around their necks. Their bodies are emaciated, with visible belly muscles and a dirty, sweaty appearance. James, watching this video, is incredulous that such people exist. He feels like he can smell the room's odor, which is exacerbated by the two unsettling individuals. With another piano crash, a title appears. Access is the enemy of achievement. The woman then uses a potato peeler to peel her nose, and as the frames change, her expensive shirt becomes covered in blood, which floats everywhere on the ground. The shocking part is that she shows no emotions, unlike a psychopath or a normal person who would feel pain and have tears in their eyes. Yet, this woman does not even blink while doing this. How is this possible? She puts a bucket of water on the chair, cleans the peeler, and starts peeling her nose again. James hears someone vomiting in the background, but he is stuck, traumatized, and unable to move his head or speak. It is like experiencing sleep paralysis, where your face is fixed in one direction, and you cannot move or speak. James is also speechless and unable to move his head, feeling like his body and soul have been hijacked by the video. Beauty, such minimalism. Another title appears, accompanied by a heavy piano crash. The video goes black for a second before continuing. The same two men and woman reappear, but this time, she has no nose. She uses the peeler again, starting to peel her cheeks. When she applies the peeler to her face, James begins crying, overwhelmed by the horror of what he is watching. He is still stuck, unable to move his body. James is relieved to find himself crying, as it indicates he has enough energy to process the trauma he's witnessing. If he couldn't cry, he would be in shock. The woman continues to peel her cheeks all the way to her jawbone. You will watch. Another title appears, accompanied by an even louder piano crash, which forces James to blink. He feels as though the video has complete control over him. The same two men appear, and the woman returns with most of her face sliced off, her jaw hanging without support, revealing inner nerves and organs. James regrets his decision to watch the video, which Luke and his cousin had encouraged him to do. The video goes black again, and the title "See What She Gives for You." She removes all but the most necessary features appears. James tries to look at Luke and his cousin, but his body remains frozen. He sees Luke's cousin smiling creepily through the TV light. James feels like vomiting, but can't bring himself to leave the video. His vision blurs, and he can't hear anything. He can't forget the woman's face. She obliges. She obeys. She complies. This is all for you. Another title and piano crash follow. James wants to leave the room but finds himself unable to stand. His vision continues to blur, and he still can't hear anything. Perfection. The final title appears, and the woman reappears with no skin on her face except for her hair, which is the only thing left on her skull. She grabs her hair and pulls it tightly, separating her scalp from her skull. The video ends, and James immediately flees the room, running far from home, feeling as though he is having a heart attack. After half an hour, he regains some sense and returns home to find Luke's cousin dead, with a hand sign on his neck indicating that Luke had killed him by pressing his neck. Luke is also dead, his body covered in vomit. We conclude that these videos are made to hypnotize viewers, which is why James was unable to move. Remember, famous stories and leaked videos from the dark web have no evidence to prove their authenticity. Only dark web users know the truth, so don't get involved. I beg you not to make the same mistake I did. I visited the dark web and fell into trouble.